Rudy's secret. So, a lot of people probably have seen Rudy Alpha Investments. I believe he's inspired a lot of investors or creators to continue their content. He's helped guide the space. He's helped guide the mindset of a lot of people. But a lot of people probably wonder, or they haven't watched all of Rudy's videos, and they wonder, how does he do it? Now, sometimes in his videos he tries to give this like allure of like, you know, charts and actual like planning and all this stuff, but really he does the same thing with every set. He's done the same thing since he started, and he's made that obvious in the videos, but you know, it's like human ego. We want to seem like we're smarter than we are. So how does Rudy do it? I would attribute it to two main things. One is that he just has blind faith, and he buys whatever comes out. He just buys as much of it as he like. A good chunk. I believe he has some number of the amount he wants. But even him, admittedly, he's not going to know the exact amount or how well everything's going to do, or he doesn't really have an exit strategy for a lot of these things. So one of them is that he just blindly buys. So that has got him tremendous opportunities with stuff that stuff that has just ballooned 10x in price, 20x, 100x in price. And then the other one, I believe his main strength is optimism. I think this has been touched on by a lot of people, but the pessimism in the world is actually quite insane. And with the internet allowing anyone to comment, it could be someone who's 12, it could be someone who's 100, and you can comment facelessly. Anyone can leave these comments. Any narrative can be taking off and getting upvoted by any amount of different types of people. So a lot of emotionally negative things can get propelled to the front of your feed when you look at any type of post or listing, or when you look at, let's say, like Wizards of the Coast Twitter page. If you look at the comments there, it's pretty bad. Anytime they post something, it's just all negative. It doesn't matter how good the product is, how bad it is, how beautiful it is, how ugly it is. It's just all negative every single time. But Rudy has always been optimistic. Not only just on those sets that are clear winners. Like, of course, I'm sure he's been very, very optimistic about Dragonstorm. He hasn't really commented much about it. But he's been optimistic about the losers, too. He's made... I know there's the infamous Rudy Pokemon bathroom. And I think that's the best mindset for most investors to have with anything. You want to be targeting things that it's not completely uncalculated, where you're just picking things that are penny stocks. It's like, you're not just going, oh, look at, basic lands, basic islands, look how cheap they are. If these go to $5, no, they're never going past 25 cents, just the flat basic lands. This is something that you shouldn't just all in on your money. But for things that have done historically well, you almost have to drop your ego and just trust that it will continue to go historically well. So I'm sure a lot of people will have the same experience that I've had and that Rudy's had, where you start from not being able to get much. You maybe have, let's say, like $1,000. So you can come into Magic the Gathering and buy maybe a case of collector boosters, maybe, for $1,000. And you hope that after a couple of months go by, or maybe a couple of years, that $1,000 case can now be sold for $2,000. Where when you sell it, and regardless of fees and the amount of time you've held and the opportunity cost, you can now sell that $1,000 case for $2,000 and profit maybe $800, $700, $600. So now, the next time you go in, you can buy 1.5 cases with that. So it's this optimism that the product you're getting is going to retain its value, and it's actually going to grow and increase in value. And the optimism that every single set will do this into some degree, to some fashion. And I believe that this has been the case forever for not only Pokemon but for Magic the Gathering, where continuously you can buy the newest Magic the Gathering set. You can buy a case of collector boosters, and if you give it a couple months, give it a couple years, that case will significantly increase in price. You could have had some lucky winners, some stuff like Wilds of the Eldraine, where you got a case, each box was $200, and now you're selling the case, each box will be $500. So that you can flip into the next product that you'll buy 2.5 cases, that one case. And that was in less than, has it been 2 years for Wilds? Let's say 2 years. In 2 years, you would have been able to roll that money over into an even bigger snowball and an even bigger investment. So it's more of the optimism of how much these collector boosters can grow, how much these normal boosters can grow, how much these products can grow. And I believe that is his secret method. That's really what's carried the Alpha Investments brand. It's just his undying tenacity to continue to be optimistic and to continue to roll over his money into more and more Magic the Gathering products and to scale your business just like that. It's the slow accumulation of selling an item for $100, profiting $5, $10, doing that 10 times. Now you can buy 2 of those items for $200, profit $20. You can then quicker add that to 3, then 4, then 5, and suddenly you're buying 100. And when you sell, you profit 10 boxes. So, just a little quick commentary I wanted to put out there of my faith in the Rudy method, which is nothing really special. It's more of optimism and faith that what you're doing will work out. That's all investing is. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you've had similar experiences. See you later.